If your team got guaranteed money, tell them call me.
Whoop. Make me say, my.
I done been around the world.
Yeah, I was made for this.
Player Performance with J.A. Cavalier.
Welcome back to another episode of Player Performance. I am your favorite capper's favorite capper, J.A. Cavalier, joined by the Sharky Waters. Shark is going to be with us for the whole show today. There's only 3 games on deck. We're going to go through all 3 of them. Welcome back to another episode, NBA Player Performance. Go ahead, smash the like button. Appreciation is always appreciated. Thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. Guys, we do this every day. We do it for free. We do it for the community. We do it out of love. We fucking love you guys. And that's what it is. It's all love. Me and Sharky Waters going to break down the entire NBA slate tonight. All 3 games. I, of course, am hating all things New York Knicks. Knicks walked into a buzzsaw last night, and Trae Young. You know, Trae Young just keeps pissing on the Knicks. I don't know what it is. And pissing on me in fucking turn. All right, so here we go. NBA Player Performance. Let's roll. First up, we have the Timberwolves laying 8.5 at Chicago. Total here is at 227.5. The T-Wolves come into this one well-rested after beating the Hornets by 20. The Bulls got rolled last night in Dallas. Vucevic was the high man, not saying much. He had 14. They failed to hit a hundo. Now, for a team that plays with so much pace, that's fucking crazy to think that they're not putting up 100 points. I would think that 100 points is automatic. Like, you almost spot a team with 100 playing at that pace. It's a testament to just how bad the Chicago Bulls shooting really is. Levine, a game-time decision. The Bulls completely clean sheet. That's really odd to see in today's NBA. No one on the injury report. Shark, you like the total in this one. Who do you like, and why do you like them?
Yeah, I like the over, and you're leading me into it. It really is a very nice buy low on both teams. As you mentioned, Minnesota hammered Charlotte on Monday night, 114-93, a very notable under. The game before that, 113-103 against the Spurs, also an under. And you said it, Chicago last night couldn't shoot the basketball. Neither could Dallas. 24 for 80 from the three-point line. Classic contemporary basketball, basically a three-point shootout. Tons of pace, tons of shots. Guys just couldn't hit anything. And you find this buy low for both sides. Chicago is 2-0 versus the over this year, coming off of a prior under. And Minnesota is 2-1 versus the over, off a prior under themselves. And as you said, Chicago with this group, all guards and perimeter bigs, no defense, and number 1 pace in the league. And you find Chicago here on a road home back-to-back. They're going to run even more than usual tonight. Defense will be non-existent in this game. And you go back to last year, the game played in Chicago was a significant over, 129-123. The game in Minnesota, an under, 109-101. Previous line, 213.5. Moving up to 225. Books love the over. We love the over. Take the over at 227, and let's cash this one.
Yeah, this is going to be 2 teams just running back and forth, fucking chucking threes. Possessions will be plenty. That's really what Chicago does now, right? They run up the court, they take a 3, launch a 3, and you just fucking pray that it goes in. Then the Wolves run down, and the Wolves are shooting threes at a high pace this year as well with Cat out. I do think that Gobert is going to eat inside. Really nothing to stop him. So if you guys want to look at maybe some Rudy props. I don't have the numbers on me. I'm not really a big prop guy, but a little bit of points, rebounds might be a good way to look with Rudy. I can't see fucking Vucevic standing in the way. So Rudy's probably going to eat inside. And Ant's going to feast no matter who he plays, whether Levine plays or not. They don't really match up well with Ant. Baby Jordan should come into play tonight. So I would be looking all things Wolves. Maybe lay the 8.5. I just don't like laying such a thick number on the road, especially with the Timberwolves. I don't really know what Randall's role is in this offense just yet. He is playing much better than he started. However, it still doesn't seem like he's settled in. And chemistry is a big fucking deal when it comes to the NBA. All right, we're gonna roll right into the Milwaukee Bucks laying 9.5. The total here is at 228.5. Bucks coming off a close loss to Cleveland. They played it tight, but still lost. So I guess an E for effort. Now look, I really have no idea what to do here. Giannis is a GTD. I don't really want to lay 9.5 with the Bucks. I mean, really, in what fucking world today are the Bucks laying 9.5 to anyone? And I don't care if I have the Utah Jazz modeled as the worst team in the league. It's still the Milwaukee Bucks. The team is trash. 0-5 last five. Utah isn't much better. They're 4-1, 1-4. Marketing also a game time decision, but he's a probable game time decision. I don't know what to do with this one, but Shark, you have a play. Who's that play on?
Yeah, when I was looking at this just about an hour ago, I was friendly reminded that the Bucks are 1-6 with the worst record in the Eastern Conference. I mean, truly incomprehensible at this point. Utah at 1-6, not so surprising. But I'm really honing in here on the first quarter. I think Milwaukee has turned a bit of a corner. Their previous two losses, both one bucket losses against the best team in the sport, currently Cleveland. So upward momentum is coming.
All
And
right,
they've had
there's two teams that might have a little something to say about that in OKC and in Boston, but go ahead.
based on pure record, all I'm saying. 9-0,
Okay,
sitting
okay,
at the
fair
top of
enough.
the house.
Fair enough. Continue. My bad.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. You're the man. But staying on this, I think this is a very unique calendar spot. Milwaukee has actually had a poor schedule to start the year, 6 of their first 9 on the road. So this is only their third home game of the year. And I think most people watching us here on NBA Player Performance, this is not your first run watching the NBA. And I'll remind you, Milwaukee in this Giannis generation, doesn't matter who the coach is, they love to come out fast and aggressive in the first quarter in their home gym. And those two games this year, they are 1-1 ATS in the first quarter, did light up Cleveland 38-30 in the first quarter. Didn't cover against Chicago. Pretty egregious backdoor. 32-30 final. Didn't cover a 3.5. They were up 8 with a minute 29 to go in the quarter. Small run, Chicago backdoor. And the Utah side of this game finds a great sell point in the first quarter. Utah's 1-2 ATS first quarter road. Only 2 times on this figure, a significant underdog. Blown out at Dallas, 27-19, and blown out at Denver, 37-26. Milwaukee has to play at New York the Knicks tomorrow night. And psychologically in NBA basketball, if you got to travel to New York tomorrow night, you want to take a bottom feeder out of the game early in your home gym so you're not playing a hard 48. This is all over Milwaukee early. The numerical split is huge for a reason. Take the Bucks in the first quarter at -3.
Yeah, one thing you said that I will piggyback, and I will agree with this. It's actually a huge thing for cappers like us, guys who are spots and situational players. Um, when you have a team on deck, that matters more. And you don't want to say any game is bigger, but a divisional game against the New York Knicks in the Mecca is always going to be bigger, right? It's just going to be a bigger game. It's going to be a bigger spot than an out of conference game against what Shark says is a bottom feeder. So early would be the only way you can look, because what you typically want to do, you want to come out, you want to jump on his team, and then you just want to coast. You don't want your starters in the fourth quarter, but you don't want them in for the right reasons. You don't want them in because you're up double digits and you just don't need them. You want that bench rest, and you're getting the end of the bench. That's when the guys like Bronny James come into play, right? You know, when you're up or you're down big. Listen, Milwaukee also needs to fucking win. You can't keep tanking these games, and these games are the games that you have to have. You can't start 1-7. Now, when you have a team like Utah coming in, a wounded duck as is, you have to win this fucking game, and it's gonna have to start early. So I will fucking co-sign that. Shark is on the Milwaukee Bucks first quarter. I like the play. I will probably get to the window with that one as well. So we have the San Antonio Spurs laying 3.5. I don't know how they're actually laying wood in this spot. Total at 217.5. I do have a play in this one. Spurs on a back to back with travel. They just got whooped last night by Houston. Blazers on extended rest, and I mean extended rest. They haven't played since the fourth. A game they won by 20, beating the fucking worthless New Orleans Pelicans. Everything in New Orleans is just bad right now. The Saints are terrible. The Pelicans are fucking awful. And of course, the Pelicans' laundry list just continues to fucking grow. Pop not on the sideline. Spurs can't hit a shot. They're out their second best player, I would say, is Sohan. So I don't really know where you want to go with this. I like the Blazers in this spot. I like them at 4.5. It looks like I missed that train right now. It's come down to 3.5. I know sharp money's coming in on this. I know a bunch of sharps that are also coming in on this, and I'm telling them I'm on the Blazers plus the points here in this spot. Shark, you like anything in this game?
Yeah, I do. I like the first quarter for the Spurs at -1.5, and it's a very similar conversation to what I said about the Milwaukee spot. The numerical split is real heavy on this, -1.5 on a -4. That is 37% of the game, which is books telling you the Spurs are going to come out well in the first quarter. And for anybody who's been following the Spurs this year, they're very much hot or cold in the first quarter with emphasis. Go back 2 games ago, they came out 40-14 at the Clippers before losing the game and not covering somehow. Last night, front and back to back, they came out very poorly at Houston, down 31-19 early, down 20 at the half. And this is what I was saying about the Milwaukee side of the Milwaukee conversation today. This flip-flop in game flow, night 1 and 2 of a back-to-back, is very real. The Spurs don't have Popovich, but they have veteran players in that locker room that will tell them, listen, guys, if we want to beat Portland tonight, we cannot come out down 20 points early in our home stadium. And I think a very interesting point, as I said, the first quarter score last night was 31-19. Their last road game coming home in the next game, they did lose the first quarter at Utah, 30-19. Almost the same exact score. And then they came out scorching hot and covered the spread in the first quarter against Minnesota. This team is a bounce-back first quarter team at home. And very briefly on Portland, I don't disagree Portland might get there late, but Portland in the first quarter on the road this year is absolutely abysmal. They're 2-2 ATS with 2 one-bucket back doors to cover. They're averaging 20.75 points per game in the first quarter on the road this year. They sustainably have zero energy early. And I was looking at the psychology of this starting group. You have this guy, Toumani Camara from Belgium. You have Denny Avdia from Israel. You have DeAndre Ayton from the Bahamas. And you have a young American, Anthony Simons from Florida, paired with Syracuse's alum, Jeremy Grant. You know, we talk about psychology, Jay, all the time. This group is all over the grid psychologically, no commonality in their background. I think really a poorly constructed group. And I really think the Spurs are going to come out here with a really renewed focus on this back-to-back tonight and take them down in the first quarter with some margin. The game could go the other direction late. First quarter, official, -1.5.
All right, so he is on the Spurs in the first quarter. I can't argue that. I don't care if the Spurs win that first quarter by 20, as long as the Blazers come in the second half and sneak in the back door.
Tell me what you gonna do now. Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
All right, that is it for us today. Guys, remember to get to ylose.com. That's the letter YLOSE.com. You guys want in on the games that I'm betting personally, the games that I have, link in the description below. He's Sharky Waters. I am J.A. Cavalier. This has been NBA Player Performance. We will see you guys back here tomorrow with a much bigger slate, a monster card for Friday. Fridays are always going to be the biggest days in the NBA for betting. Guys, if you're going to bet, please do so responsibly. Remember to bet with your heads never above it. We'll be back here tomorrow. Remember, until then, yesterday's a memory. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. You're here now. You're here today. You're alive. Make it count.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last